Hey, Master, good morning. It's really nice having you on the space again.
I appreciate it. Good morning, my friend.
Let's get a couple of minutes for the ENS community to join, and we'll get started.
Yeah, great. Absolutely.
Hey, James, welcome to the panel.
Hey, great to be here. It's always a lot of fun being at an event with Master. Really looking forward to learning more about Red Letter. It's something that has kind of been in the back of my mind for a while because when he first mentioned it, I was very curious. What is Red Letter? And I guess today is like the big day to find out.
Yes, today is the day. You'll hear it here first. We are super excited. Um, we did have some mishap with the scheduling because I was traveling from California back to South America, and what happened is the time changed. And it's no, I used to use CST because we kind of go along with the with Chicago time, but now there's an hour difference. So hopefully people will still catch on to that. And regardless, this space will be recorded and posted on our podcast and YouTube. So we will be able to circulate it around the community so everyone will continue to learn about the Red Letter Project moving forward. And with that, I'm going to get started. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We are very excited today. It's a very special episode with Master. First, I'm going to introduce ENS Academy. We are here to bring ENS experts and entrepreneurs to share their knowledge with the global community. Our goal is to educate, support, and empower anyone who can benefit from this technology. We believe ENS to be an open public good that belongs to the community. ENS Academy aims to be the place where we can all learn the fundamentals, skills, and the possibilities of ENS. Today we have Master.eth, who is an OG in the space. He's been there since day one. Today in the morning update show, he was giving us some history about how everything unfolded, how they had the auctions, how he was contributing, and how he was bidding on these grails early on. And so he is very seasoned, very experienced when it comes to ENS and its possibilities. And he's been working on this project for a long time, and we're very, very excited to learn about it finally. I've been very curious, just like James, like what is this about? I really like the title, Mint Your Moments on Blockchain with Redletter.eth. I mean, that's something that's I think I think we all need, but we don't know that we need it yet, right? So I'm very excited to get this started. Master, you don't need much introduction. Everybody in the ENS knows you, so welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I think I also enjoy, sharing and talking to all the FRENS, and yeah, and also thanks to another great man, Kev, who is consistently hosting this great space and make us together. So I think it's been a great, half year in the past 6 months that we have a working day on a daily, ENS talk for like 90 minutes, which is a great thing. So I think it was during this platform and this, channel, we got a lot of opportunities to meet different people, and yeah, a lot of ideas and a lot of discussions. I think yeah, it was a very very valuable time in the past 6 months. Also in China, we are still under COVID lockdown, and yeah, things are not so easy, but I think it's a totally red letter. It's a special moment for us. If I memorize, look back to 2022, sometime in the future. Yeah, I really think this year is something significant.
100%. I agree. And I just want to ask the audience, please go ahead and retweet the space so that more people can benefit and learn about this project. I mean, Master is a great builder. I remember on one of the early morning update shows, Master said, um, if I'm not adding value, then I don't deserve the name Master.eth. And that really caught me, and I really like the character he brings to the space. So please go ahead and retweet, guys, and we'll get started. I have a few questions here, Master, but I want you first to go ahead and introduce, like, what is Redletter.eth, what inspired it, and what can you just tell us about it to get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think everyone here knows that I own a lot of maybe good ENS names, and I acquired these names by 2019. When you have already get insight or get highly involved in some project, and the next step is I don't think it's easy as simple as you just want to wait and until these grails getting very expensive. But I keep thinking, where does the value comes from, instead of only hash address association? Is there anything else that we can do? So by 2019, I kind of figured out that the IPFS content. So when I look at app.ens.domains and I type in my names, I see those associations. At that point of time, I don't think we have yet so much of the coin association comparing to today. But there was a very interesting column at the point that it shows up IPFS content. So I was very curious and wondering, what does this mean? And I kind of texting to a lot of the ENS community guy and someone from ENS official. So Nick.eth, he kind of explained this is something to IPFS content, so that is going to build a D-web. I was, wow, this is something huge. And yeah, because at today, government has too much power on the censorship. So if centralized web or centralized project can be pulled the plug anytime, right? If it's on AWS, if it's on some centralized service, the ISP, the domain, registrar, everyone can just unplug you. And I think at this point of time, the next decade will be the decade of the D-web, of the decentralized web, the distributed web. That's the first part. That's why I believe ENS will be super, super bullish. That's also a reason I keep convincing myself, why this ENS name will be great, so that I can keep, registering or buying the job cache name since 2019. So on the other hand, and another part of the story is that by 2020, when COVID just got started, there was a very not good story. It was in China. We have a doctor. Doctor's name is Li Wenliang, and we call him the whistleblower. And the guy was the one that posted a published article when he was very, very first faced by 2019 December. He posted an article regarding there's a new virus, which is COVID, and but was not officially announced yet. There's a new virus, and you guys must be paying much attention to it. This one is very serious. Wear some mask. Do wear some mask when you go to outside. So the guy posted something like this. But at the very beginning, you guys can imagine what is a reaction from China government when someone saying that there's some huge disaster coming, and the guy was arrested by the local authority, and they want him to shut up and don't make people feel panic. And after a couple of weeks, the guy was released and get back to work. And then the massive of the COVID just started, from China inside. And Dr. Li Wenliang, unfortunately, when he was in Wuhan hospital curing the patient of COVID, himself caught the COVID. And unfortunately, he passed away by February 2020 at the same year. So it was a very sad story. So I think people was very angry, and they are not very cool about the local authority by arresting him at the first place by doing something he's not supposed to, but eventually prove he is right. And so people call him whistleblower because he was the first one that yelling to the people, telling people that this is something, there is some dangerous. Be careful, pay attention. So someone created an Ethereum Ethereum contract, and saying a lot of the things, saying Dr. Li Wenliang to commemorate him, and also condemn to the local authority for doing something stupid by not allowing people to tell, but eventually prove that he is doing the right thing. And that's a kind of a place for people to memorize Dr. Li Wenliang. It was by 2020, and I think it was really, really cool at that point of time, because that thing, you cannot block it. Even China local authority, China government is not happy with that, hate on Ethereum blockchain, but there's no ways they can do to erase it, right? Because it's on chain. And that's why we need blockchain. We need blockchain. It's not because the Bitcoin can, I buy it and flip it from 10,000 from 10,000 to 60,000. That's not why we are coming into blockchain. The reason we come to blockchain is there is something special here. There is something that we don't have in the traditional world, but we would love to have these functions here. And this is some functions that we believe why we are here in blockchain, why the blockchain is so interesting. But at the meantime, I was also wondering, because I don't think everyone has the knowledge, has the technical background to create that, Ether hate, on chain, because you need to write some contract, you need to upload something. So it's not user friendly enough. So I was wondering, it might be a good idea for me, for us, for some people having the same thought, to build such a platform to facilitate people in creating any precious moments, to facilitate people to create anything, they want to mint it permanently on blockchain. And there is some this is something that any government cannot ban. They cannot, just pull the plug. That's the spirit. So and that's why, at the first place, red letter idea came from, because I think I'm not English speaking country, but I kind of understand red letter also means, in a calendar you cross or you circle with a red pen something, so that day is kind of a red letter. So I really like the word. I think this is very special, so that I'm kind of building a platform just as simple as facilitating people to create anything, permanently on blockchain, and then maybe it will generate an NFT or SBT, as aka soulbound token, and also an NFT or SBT at the right bottom. There is some like block ID as unique, and it's like 9 figure right now on ETH. So yeah, I think that's something I'm doing, and I'm really excited about this, because helping people is always the step one of any successful project, because you don't only tell the story and sell the coin. That's not how it is supposed to work. So even eventually there will only be myself and a couple of my friends using this platform to mint things. I will also feel very proud, and I think all the efforts just are well paid off. That's my kind of the sharing for red letter, where it come from. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's super powerful. I mean, the inspiration for this project came from real life events, and you really took it in and tried to think about what you can do to help, everybody in the future. I mean, I imagine this where 10 years from now, you want to know what happened in 2022, 2023, whenever this really takes off, you can just go back to the blockchain and see date by date what are the major events, and I'm very excited to see how that's going to work out. What does red letter mean? Like what does that come from?
Yeah, I think it should be coming from a English, phrase, or some of the English songs that I heard earlier. So red letter is a special day on the calendar, or some of the memorized days that we will memorize, and just a special day. It could be good thing or it could be bad thing from my point of view. So overall, I think that's the meaning to me as a non-English speaker. But I think the overall in the world, we use the same language. So
Yes, and you mentioned IPFS and smart contracts. Tell me more about why this project will be so special. It's built on decentralized web services, and why does that make it special in the future?
yes, absolutely. I think right now we are hearing a lot. I mean, really a lot of projects that telling they are Web3 projects. But when we are looking at their, maybe for example the URL, what is your homepage address? they're also still showing .com, .xyz. Man, that's not Web3. If they know what is really Web3, Web3 is .eth. So I think .eth and IPFS is creating a great, infrastructure structure for the distributed web, the decentralized web. So the web is not only Web3 for like user create content, and you call yourself Web3, because all the Web2 projects is the same way. But Web3 is really carrying a spirit of the anti-censorship, and it's really free that allow anyone to create and upload anything, which is a little bit risky if people keeps uploading the kind of violence, or a lot of the should be forbidden information, then you might get into trouble. That's also a conflict when we are building such a D web. So we try to limit users uploading the image so that it won't look so sometimes, because you must anticipate and get expect anyone can do anything in this platform. So overall, the structure is like ENS, which is providing the naming service and associate to the web content, which is in the past we call it the 8080, the IIS, the web file, and the web content will be uploaded to the IPFS, and IPFS is a permanent site, right? It's also decentralized. But the database part, if you don't have a database, it's a static website, then it's done. ENS plus IPFS, put a static file, then it's permanently there, which I also encourage lots of the ENS community men to use, because I always say we come to this world to do something, to leave something, even we are not here someday in the future, but we believe we are not here like doing nothing. We want to leave something. So ENS plus IPFS is really providing such a matrix and an opportunity for us to build something. We can just write a very simple HTML file and upload it in IPFS, and you don't need to change it. And then you register ENS name, a very cheap one, $5 per year, and renew it for 100 years or even 1,000 years. It's only $5,000. So your footprint is there just for 5,000 years. So that's how it works. And if you need some dynamic part, if there's database, so in IPFS, in the DWeb world, there is no database. So we also write a smart contract. So overall, it's a ENS for naming service, IPFS for the front end, and a smart contract for the dynamic part. These you put these together, so that's a decentralized web. Each part, ENS, IPFS, smart contract, is decentralized. That's why it's so great. And I truly believe, with the real Web3 being coming out, and when those VCs getting waking up, and .eth, and or even UD, unstoppable domain suffix .crypto, any of the crypto domains project that launching with a DWebs, with a DWeb shape, will be appreciated and start to be recognized by the VCs, instead of right now maybe XYZ.io is very hot. So this will change. This will change very quick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the use case for your domain, your .eth, is so powerful. I think many of us thinking, oh, we just want to flip these .eth domains for a quick cash. It's not just that. It's actually a domain that with IPFS, no one can take it down. It's not linked to ICANN, and it's independent. You can publish anything on it. And with the age of censorship and cancel culture, I think this comes in at exactly the right time for us, right? We need to
Yep.
have a solution that allows us to post our ideas and thoughts and news and whatever it is, so without anyone being able to censor us and take it down. So this is super, super important to understand. And everybody having a .eth, you there's unlimited ideas and unlimited projects that you can actually start using your domain. It just takes creativity.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
So tell me more about the vision of Red Letter. So we know now what it is at a high level, but I would like to know more about how it will onboard people to blockchain. You mentioned soulbound tokens, which is a form of NFT that's non-transferable. How would that work with Red Letter? And for an average person like me, how would I use this project?
Yeah. Uh, First of all, in the past 10 years, I truly believe crypto is creating a lot of building a lot of stories for people, for making people rich, because the price of the coin. So the last 10 years, blockchain, the main spirit is speculation, unfortunately. But I truly don't believe the next 10 years will be the same story. So earlier this year, we saw the paper from Vitalik telling the idea of SBT, and I was kind of hit, at that point when I see when I kind of reading the article. So I think this is something very interesting. Why NFT is so hot? Because NFT, you can flip it, and there are lots of the very famous NFT projects that also making people rich. And I think majority, maybe over 85% of the people, when they get into NFT market, I don't think they really like whatever is on top of it. They still want to make a rich story. But the fact is that maybe only 10% people will really earn the money, but the rest, because the people who already think, and the people already losing money, you cannot see them. You see, we only see so successful stories. So soulbound token is another thing. So it's like our color. It's like our family name. It's like something. It's like a tattoo. Maybe it's that we cannot just simply erase from our account. So in the future, in the Web2 world, our username and password, or our Google, us, is something of our we are carrying. We are our username and password. But in Web3 world, in the future, we are our seed phrase, right? Or we are our account. So this account is going to be with us. In the next 10 years, we are not. I don't think it will be easy again for us to change account, change a wallet, because our ID is just this account, and maybe our ENS name, our NFT, our projects, is all on it. So soulbound token is something that you cannot transfer to others, you cannot resell to others. And when this is some token, you don't get, it was stuck with you forever. So we really need to think seriously why we need to mint it and how we are going to use it after minting it. So this is something very interesting. So the first couple of the scenarios I can figure out from Redletter, and we also build the standard of creating such a SBT, is that for example, marriage, right? Marriage certificate in each country, the format is different, rules are different, and this country, that country, maybe they will not acknowledge each other country's certificate. But in Redletter, but in Ethereum, you can do it. Just we already supported a scenario like A proposed to B, you write B's account or B's ENS name, and then B say yes, he approves, and then when this approve comes, and the system will mint an SBT, the soulbound token. And that is a record not in USA, not in China, but that's a record in Ethereum, which could be more meaningful. And also any like scenario, for example, like graduation, promotion, when and also get together with people. This also you can mint very special moments here. So it's a platform, that will allow you, for example, you log in with your wallet, with a MetaMask or Connect wallet, and then you just write some content. If the event you are going to register, the event you are going to mint, there's already standard module in our standard sample page, then yeah, you just click it. Otherwise, you type in, just like you type in Twitter, and then you post it. Then you will be able to review your preview your NFT and the SBT. How does it look like? And then you post it. It will be under your account with the ERC 1155. That's how it worked. And as a very early special gift to all the ENS community, because you guys know name wrapper is coming out, and as a very special gift is that we will allow all the first batch of the users to mint a Redletter subdomain, which is maybe user.redletter.eth. This is a very interesting part of the story, because I don't see a lot of the project. I don't see it's a mainstream yet that they're allowing the subdomain adoption. Only I think the DCL.eth, the decentralized land, has been doing so. They're doing an auction for dispatching these names, because the value of the subdomain comes from the project itself. So at the first batch, we only I think we opened for 4 character plus of the names for claim, and each account max they can create only one subdomain. But if you need more, you need more address, which is it depends on you whether or not you like it. Which means at the very beginning, at the very early 1 day or 1 week, there will be lots of the users being very attract. This will be very attractive to them. They will get a lot of account to register all those precious 4Ds, right? 1111 2222 1234, bank, coin, game, everything, their first name and last name. The only reason is, what if Red Letter become a very, very famous project in the future? Then subdomain as a ERC 1155, you can resell on OpenSea. So this is something carrying value. If this project doesn't have value, then subdomain doesn't have value. But if this project become famous, like Decentraland, just to check the price of the DCL names, right? The DCL names, totally transaction has been, I think, the resale has reached 1,000 Ethereum only under the .dcl.eth because this project. So I think it's a very interesting part for us to interact with the ENS community at the very early phase. So you only need to log in our platform with your wallet, and then you mint a special moment. The first moment could be like I started using Red Letter, and then bam, you are entitled to claim a name. So later we will just announce the detailed part regarding how and when this will be ready. So I do look forward. I see highly likely lots of people are going to use multiple accounts to register for such precious, very rare 4Ds or 4D very great words. So that's how Red Letter is planned so far. I believe this is something that people would love to use, because right now at today we like upload pictures on Twitter, we upload pictures and write something on Facebook, but these are all under censorship, and sometimes because you upload something not good, you will be banned, and this whatever you post will be taken off. But in Red Letter, maybe not. It will be just a platform for you to mint your precious moment, and with a Red Letter standard, and then you will see those NFTs and SBTs. And I'm really excited about the SBT part, because I don't see Vitalik raised his paper like 6 months earlier. But regarding the SBT projects, we saw some, but we didn't saw any like with the great community driven like the ENS and IPFS and Ethereum. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited, and doing all the homeworks and preparations, and hopefully we are going to make it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm super excited as well. I mean, just the idea that I can mint special moments in my life, like the birth of my son, or can I just was thinking, can I have like birthdays dot let redletter dot eth, and then allow people to use it to mint birthdays, moving forward in the timeline. Would that be a use case?
Yeah, it could be. It could be, because subdomain registration, subdomain claim is kind of a gift to everyone. You guys are free to claim, but each account can only like claim one. So subdomain is not for the event itself; it's for the user. Like I carry one more additional ID. This is from Red Letter. It's not like by January the 1st, then all the event is categorized into that. Although at the beginning I was also wondering if we can do it this way, but it's more like an ID that affiliated to users account. Maybe user will also have a lot of other fancy ID. So it's the decision, the choice is at him, which one he's going to choose as his primary address. But I think it's very exciting and interesting thought. Once the subdomain, once the name wrapper comes out, there are lots of just additional possibilities that we didn't even think of in the past.
Well, that's great. I want to open it up. James, do you have any comments or questions about what we learned so far? I still have one really important question I'm saving till close to the end of the space, but I want to allow you the opportunity.
Yeah, I have a question, Master. When what timeline do you see for the rollout of Red Letter? Like, just like an approximate idea.
Yeah, we are currently still in the development period. We hope before end of this year, which is around Christmas time, the development can be completed, and pretty much we are going to launch a beta version. So we already have lots of the other works like Mirror and Twitter in preparation. So once this is ready, everything will be launched at the same point of time, and we will have a lot. We will have some very serious announcement by that time. But I hopefully this could be happening by before end of this year.
And would when you launch, how would you describe like the the initial customers for this? Like, would you say it's first going to be people from the ENS community, or could it be a broader category?
Yeah, at the very beginning, maybe we just put a plan in. Don't put too ambitious at the very beginning. So my original plan is myself and my friends can use this platform to mint whatever we want because this is really cool. This is permanent and no one can ban it. But ideally, I think at the beginning I will be having a space here and also having a space in Kev's space to introduce the details of the ENS morning show to introduce the details. So yeah, I think it will be ENS related users. And also this project's name is Redletter.eth, and so if you have a Brave or Opera browser, you can access it directly. If you don't have, you can also use redletter.eth.limo or either redletter.eth.link to access our service. So I believe this is kind of a ENS native. It's kind of a Web3 native project, which means some of the traditional water people, they won't feel very comfortable to access at the very beginning. That's why we struggled a lot of time. We were thinking whether or not we should still, use some .com, .io, .xyz these domains too. So we have two domains at the meantime for Web3 and for Web2. But I think the spirit of Web3 is just evolution. It's just innovative. It's just creating something that we really believe this will be making a lot of sense for Web3 native. So yeah, we don't have like username or password. Otherwise, it's nothing but a traditional Web2 project. So yeah, that's why we made the decision. We want to make it a purely Web3. So we will be launching, maybe based on the ENS community first, because everyone here has your, crypto wallet. You have something to sign up, not sign up, but you have some wallet to log in our platform. You can go ahead and mint and claim your subdomain and mint your precious moment. You can do this already. But the majority of the Web2 world guys, they are going to ask a lot of questions. How do I register? How do I use your service if I don't have a wallet? How? Because I don't want to put a lot of energy regarding introducing to how to create a wallet. Those kind of the rule, and also one very interesting part that I don't think I had a chance to introduce is, well, at the beginning when user login with a wallet, we hope at the beginning user will already have some ENS names. They do have ENS name, but if some user at the beginning they don't have their ENS name, but they have a wallet address of Ethereum, they log in, so they can mint their first red letter subdomain, and yes, there will be a link to set up their primary address. Although there's only one ENS name, which is the red letter subdomain that claim in our platform, but yeah, we can directly patch him. So his ID after he after he get on board with red letter will no longer be any like initiated with 0x blah blah. It will be a red letter. It will be a user. It will be a special user dot redletter.eth. It will just become his primary address. I think this is also something that very cool.
Master, a question on SBTs. So, one really powerful use case I clearly can imagine is for government issued ID, right? So, every person on this earth has some form of government issued ID, whether it's a birth certificate, a driver's license, a passport, or what have you, right? And if that were issued in the form of an SBT, imagine how impactful that could be. I mean, in my mind, it's crazy that in 2022, with 7 billion smartphones out there, we're all still carrying around these plastic cards with our picture on them. It's unbelievable, right? If you imagine where we should be going.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand your question. So, but at this point of time, Red Letter is helping them to start to create memorable, to create a place for memory and to commemorate someday for some reason. So the SBT is kind of I don't think it's a utility set on top of what is the real ID, and you need to show, and it will have any kind of a real life using. But government in the future, they might be able to think something in depth and see how they can improve how they use and how they issue those license or certificates. But this is only a place for them to mint their precious moment. It's a moment, so they can check in the gallery regarding what they have done, what they have been experienced. So it's just the point is at the celebration. The point is at the memory. So they can upload pictures afterwards, but at the beginning it's more like a place for you to write a diary, and that is permanently unchanged. Just when you can figure out much about what should we compare this platform to, please just think of the story of Dr. Li Wenliang, the whistleblower. That's something we want to help people to build and facilitate them to leave some permanent footprint in blockchain, because in the traditional world maybe our voices might not be heard, maybe because people unplugged us, maybe because we don't know how to do it. But this is a platform to facilitate people to get them onto the blockchain. So SBT is just one way, a very cool additional way for us to get insight, and when we look back, we will never get there's some things will never get forgot. And SBT is better than NFT, but yeah, sometimes people can also launch their NFT project at our platform, which I think is totally understandable. So, like any kind of event, like Eventbrite, they can sell tickets, right? So yeah, our platform also supports such things. NFT is kind of minting an NFT, writing something, and you can sell tickets in our platform as well. So that's some of the functionality part of it. But overall, it's like a red letter. It's like a calendar. It's some place for you to mint and memorize your precious moments.
Yeah, I really love the idea. It's like, what is life but a collection of memories? That's what really is so encapsulating about life. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Master. So, do you have to have a subdomain to be able to use the service?
I don't actually. We are building the name wrapper, contract, so that we will set up some rule. The right now the rule we have is 4 character plus. We will open for registration once we are ready to launch the service, as one of the way to attract users to come in. Some users say maybe they don't know what it is about, but in order to get a subdomain to have some fun, they will also participate and to follow the instructions, and they get a subdomain, and then maybe they might just keep it. And I think after more and more users getting on board with the platform, then yes, the service might receive some mass adoption. So right now, I don't have yet, because the contract we are still finalizing. But for me, I hope I can register master the Redletter.eth, but hopefully I don't know, because we will launch at one time. Everyone have a fair chance to access, as long as I'm fasting. I'm fast enough comparing to you guys. Then I don't know, but I think it's a very healthy and right way to launch. If you see a lot of projects when they release the domain or subdomain, adoption, and there are lots of the reserved names, in the contract. They say something, they put some, codes to reserve the names. I don't think that's the right way. I don't think it's a blockchain spirit. So everyone has a fair chance to access these names at the time that we announced that it was started, allowing people to mint. So I think that's the spirit. That's the spirit of blockchain. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. So So basically, you heard it, guys. If you want a subdomain, each wallet gets one free subdomain once this Redletter.eth project launches. I'm thinking of minting my surname, like my last name, and then using that to kind of moving forward for my family to mint any important family events that would happen. Um, but let me ask you this, and I have two last questions. Um, can we build on top of this in the future? So, I would imagine if I want to build, maybe using a subdomain, maybe not, but build a website where you can search for a specific year and see all the events that happened, maybe prioritized um, by likes or by certain things on the blockchain, if it has a picture or not, if it has a date or not. I mean, of course, it's going to have a date. It's minted at a specific date, but can I build on top of this where I can search in the future into the past and see what happened?
Yes, I don't, and as a matter of fact, I don't think you need to build that thing yourself, because in the UI of Red Letter, we already contain something similar. So there's like explore and ranking in Red Letter on the UI, and if you log in with your wallet, you first of all you will be able to see whatever your you have minted, and all the NFT and SBTs, and also in the gallery you will be able to search you will be able to search or rank and sort by just like the ranking and sorting function in OpenSea, by couple, maybe the recent minted, maybe by the most liked. There's a like button here. I know the like button is very cool, but yeah, there's a like button, but like button is slightly different comparing to the participating button. Okay, for example, Donald Trump is raising a proposal, is raising an event, saying, "Hey guys, this Sunday, let's go to the New York Square and let's make America great again." So you get two options to it. First is I will go there, so I click the participate, I approve. Okay, so I'm one of the event itself. And second is a like button. I won't go there, but I will click a like. Right? The same is just for like a marriage. I propose to B. B can just simply click approve. Okay, I agree. I accept your proposal. Well, great, it's a marriage. Or B cannot, or when B doesn't say yes, and she can like, and A doesn't know what do you mean, right? So yeah, that's kind of some functions that we have. So you can sort with the date, you can sort with the most liked, and also you can sort with the most participated. Because when Donald Trump is raising something, there will be millions of people going to that place. That is significant, right? So yeah, and the NFT created in our platform, you can sell, so that when for example it's a get together and Donald Trump himself to set up how, although this will be tens of or millions of people to participate, but the NFT is only limited to 100, the NFT to create and write something. If this is initiated by Trump.eth, and well, I mean, this NFT will carry great value. And if this is just some personal, for example, I want to have a get together this weekend with my friends and playing mahjong. We are having a party, something like that. Then it will be very personal, and it's just for personal, for fun, for me to keep the NFT, so that to memorize by the November the 11th. We all had very much fun, and that NFT is also, it's a pleasure to have it because it's on blockchain. It's just very similar to Facebook, when you upload today and that, and you can cross people inside. Yeah, I believe that's the fun part of it. Yeah.
Yes, that was exactly my line of thinking. So all of that will be actually part of the Red Letter platform. So that's that. I'm glad I asked that question because I would like to see what happened, and what's the most popular event, and I like what you're saying, how you can just click to participate or to like, and there's some of them that will be personal, some that will be public, and it's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. My last question would be, any plans for a DAO or a potential airdrop for Red Letter in the future?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. It's a very challenging question for me as a founder of the project. Yes, we have considered, and lots of my friends and some other VC friends, when we talk about this idea, they are very exciting, but I'm not so exciting, because when they keep asking me, where does your where does the profit come from? Because from my point of view, I really want to make a 100% free mint. I don't want to charge people when they mint their precious moment. Like when you upload a picture in Facebook, they charge you for $1. It doesn't make any sense, right? Maybe the only expense for user to access the system is you need to pay the gas fee when it's some live, on chain. You need to that happens everywhere. And also, I believe, at the meantime, we also build a tunnel for Polygon, which is this service, the gas fee will be much more friendly. So it depends on the user. So we support ERC 1155 for main, the Ethereum mainnet, and also we support Polygon. So regarding the topic of DAOs, to my point of view, at the beginning, we won't launch any DAO. I see a lot of failure Web3 projects, or not failure, because they are too anxious. They want to issue the coin too early. I don't think it makes very sense for a new project to issue any DAO at the very beginning phase. So at the beginning, we just want to launch our service and make user uh, like it, make it try to be a habit when users normal life. But when we're talking about when we can launch a DAO, I think maybe when we come to the future, because it's just a too open, in a Web3, in a DWeb, we can put a lot of rules onto it. But in the real world, there are a lot of conflicts on the idea and the source. You guys all remember why Brently.eth got banned earlier this year, right? The guy posted something like 6 years ago regarding some of the Catholics, the theory, and people doesn't like him. And that can also happen in blockchain world. People are easily to get offense sometimes. For example, the lesbian marriage is forbidden in lots of the countries, right? For example, killing is forbidden in the traditional world, right? So who should make the rule regarding which can be uploaded, which moments should be banned? I don't think as the founding team we should put a lot of the rules on it at least at the very beginning. Like I kill someone today, here, should we allow him to mint? But if we shouldn't, and should it be determined by us? If it's by us, it's no difference in a Web2 project. So I think when we have more and more users coming on board here, when we have, for example, more than 10,000 users on that scale of the user base, I think it might make sense if we can issue a coin, the governance coin for users to vote. If you have enough voting power, then you can send a proposal. Maybe you have more than 1% of the coins. You can and you really believe this is not cool. Like you don't think killing should be, or any kind of words related to killing should be able to upload it. Then you can raise a proposal. Then it will be everyone with a DAO, coin to vote whether or not you agree that killing is forbidden here, whether or not you guys agree to forbid the lesbian wedding here, whether or not you are going to agree one and another. I think that's the only way that makes sense, because we don't want to make a decision. I don't want to be the ones that have so much power whether or not this should be allowed, this shouldn't be, because otherwise it's nothing but a very Web2 project. The CEO has all the decision. And also in Web3, the DWeb is really resolving a trust issue. You guys must all see CoinMarketCap, right? CoinMarketCap is right now, they belongs to Binance, and Binance acquired them by 400 million US dollar 2 years ago. So right now, you go to CoinMarketCap, you go to the crypto exchange ranking, you will see Binance always being ranking number one there. Yeah, Binance is the ranking number one, but when the coin ranking project is owned by some exchanges out there, even he is doing the right thing. I don't think that is so much convincing still, right? That's the spirit of the Web3. That's the spirit of why DWeb is so important and is so much needed in this market, because when there is no database, and then there is no database administrator, then there is no way for this project to cheat. Then there is no further trust issue. Otherwise, if I put some DBA and get some logic inside and say, hey, okay, when the lesbian marriage events being uploaded, just tell them fall for page 4 that doesn't make sense, right? So I think maybe that could be a potential exit of the DAO when our project launches in a healthy way for a period of time. That's from my point of view.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, taking your power and your control out of it and allowing the community or the token holders to make these proposals and decisions is just a much better way to manage a project like this. It's very good that you put all this thought into this and you're willing to kind of let go of control. I want to now, we have 5 minutes left. I want to open it to the community. If anyone in the audience has questions to about Redletter.eth, questions for Master, please request now, so you could take advantage of this. I think I see a comment on this space. Someone mentioned artificial.eth mentioned the calendars we use all have days like Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, etc. They're all displayed and highlighted with red letters. So that's pretty cool to know. Thank you, Artificial. So yeah, Master, I really enjoyed this space. I'm going to be preparing my wallets to mint some of the subdomains that I'm thinking about. I really I need to make a list of what I want to mint and be ready to mint these names. We have a question.